Welcome back to another video. It never ever stops, does it? Manchester City have signed Matheus Nunes from Portugal, from Wolves, the Portuguese international, for the fee I don't actually know yet now, but it is being done. It has been announced. My third video of the morning. If that is not enough for you to like this video and subscribe to the channel, what will be enough for you? Help support the channel. Do it right now. Matheus Nunes is a blue. Welcome to the best club in the world, Matheus. Welcome to the home of the treble winners. It's good to see you back here again watching. Thank you so much. I'll jump over, of course, to the website and we'll look at this new wonderful man that we've got in through the club right here. Here we go over here on the big screen. Of course, I am going to update the thumbnail to these pictures because that's what I want to do right now. But we've got our man. We've got our man. I will, of course, go through all the images and all that kind of stuff and we'll talk about him in full detail. Do let me know what you make of this potential signing. Do let me know what you make of this new player that we've got in. Our new hero, potentially. Our new superstar. He is a Manchester City player. He is our latest signing, and I can't wait to see how he gets on at Manchester City Football Club. I am going to try and update the thumbnail very quickly, so if you wonder what I'm doing as I'm doing this, it's getting the... It's getting the kind of imaging. I'm excited about this signing. I think he's going to be a cracking player. I think we need it as well. I think we've talked a lot about the squad depth and all that kind of stuff. And I think right now, this is going to be... I think he could be a really good footballer for Man City. I really do believe that. I think he's got a lot of potential, a lot of ability, and now is a time for him to kick on and take his games to the next level, hopefully. Anyway, hello to everyone watching. Once again, are you happy with this? Are you excited by this? Good morning to anyone who has just seen the other video, who's just watched the other video done. I've done a good morning transfer video. I've already done a Cole Palmer announcement video, and now I'm on to the Matheus Nunes video. It's all kicking off here. It's all kicking off here in the world of Manchester City Football Club. Well, look, do you know what? I know I've been a bit down about Cole Palmer leaving, but I am excited about Matheus Nunes joining. I am. I think he's going to be a good player. I wanted him a year ago. I was excited for him coming in, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he's not a good footballer. And he can talk about his ability, about him being a mid-table player. I don't necessarily agree with that. I was chatting to Amos a couple of weeks ago in a video, and he made a very good point. And I said how we usually sign people from like Benfica and all this kind of stuff, from different leagues. I actually think right now, we talk about players who are ready to take that leap. I think the Premier League is such a high level now that when you're signing someone from like Wolves or a Palace or something like that, you sort of are signing someone from a same level. I feel like in general, we sign players. Signing players from mid-table Premier League sides is the equivalent of signing players from a Portuguese title challenger. I do think that's true. And I think that's something we have to accept. So this idea that he's a mid-table player, well, you could say that about Diaz when we signed him. Because I reckon if Benfica were in the Premier League, that's where they'd be too. I mean that with the greatest of respect. The point is, it's such a high level at Manchester City Football Club. Anyway, let's jump over. There is our new man signing his contract. Well, probably signing a blank piece of paper. And this is where it is. This is where we are. It says, Man City are delighted to announce the signing of Nunes from Wolves on a 5-year deal. The Portuguese international becomes our fourth signing of the summer. I'm boiling, by the way. Let's take this top off. Following Croatian duo Mateo Kovacic, Josko Vardiol, as well as Belgian winger Jeremy Doku. Through the door. Good signings, by the way. If we hadn't sold Cole Palmer, I'd be buzzing with this window. I still am. It's still a good window. But just Cole Palmer going takes the edge off it for me. Anyway, Nunes' professional career began in the summer of 2018 when he signed for Premier League side Estoril. However, after impressing against Sporting in a Taça de Liga fixture, he would secure a move to the club in January 2019, making his senior debut for the Lisbon side in June of the following year. A breakout campaign for the 25-year-old would follow him with him becoming a regular in the March to a League and a Cup double in 2021 before a spot in the Premier League team of the season for 21-22. That's of course when Guardiola talked about him. Guardiola called him one of the best players in the world, which is crazy. That's how it is. It says Wolves would pay a club record fee to secure Nunes' services ahead of the following campaign, with the midfielder a regular at the Molyneux during his solitary full season in West Midlands, even winning a Premier League goal of the month for April 2023 with a stunning strike against Chelsea. A news recruit said, I'm so happy to join Man City, the champions of Europe. Say it again, Matheus. Say it again, my friend. Never get bored of saying it. A club I've admired for a long time. The opportunity to work under Pep, one of the greatest managers ever. Bang on. And alongside some of the best players in the world, bang on, was something I couldn't turn down. I've learned so much during my season at Wolves, and I'm excited to continue improving in the Premier League, a division which brings the best out of me. I'm learning so much. I'm really excited to get going, meet the fans, and hopefully be a part of plenty more success City. Number 27, by the way, which is interesting. Cheeky had this to say about him. Matheus is a fine player. We're really happy he's here. We know he'll help us this season and beyond. He possesses real quality and will bring a fresh dynamic to the team. He's a player who can play passes that open defenses. He can beat players, and he's technically excellent. Everyone knows Pep's improves players. We've seen it so often, and we can always see how Matheus develops under his management. I absolutely agree, and this is a good description to him. A creative, positive midfielder who also possesses a fierce tenacity and competitive edge. It's no surprise that he's adapted to the Premier League. Yeah, I agree with that. He's an all-action style. I have got a video coming later, by the way. I do agree that he will improve. I believe this. I do believe this, for what it's worth. I feel like I think he'll be an excellent player, and I think this in general. Failed upwards. That's so harsh, J Tevu. He was absolutely amazing over in Portugal. He was amazing over in Portugal, and look, it's difficult. It's difficult to play for Wolves, and he had some good performances. Look, the Wolves fans that I know said that he got better towards the end of the season. It was his first season in the Premier League for a team that was absolutely, like sort of struggling at times and adapting, but he did get better, Wolves fans weren't impressed with his attitude, but they did say, the ones I know, that he got better towards the end of the season was really good. So it took him a while to adapt, and they weren't happy with his attitude for leaving, and I get that. I know Nathan said, popping here to celebrate an announcement before 5:30. Honestly, I thought this was going to come at 6 p.m. tonight because Nicola's going out tonight, and I would have been with Ruben, and I thought they're going to announce it as soon as she leaves the door. But nope, they've announced it right now. Please do like this video, It is important to help support the channel. Like the video and subscribe if you are new as well, of course. Look, this guy is going to be good. I've got a feeling he's good. Of course, he's a Portuguese international. He's going to allow Rodri to get rested. That's the most important thing, He definitely has the talent to impress and improve at Manchester City Football Club. And that's the thing for me. It's like, it's one of those things where, like, we've got an excellent player here who has loads of ability, who just sort of now needs to, go on and improve himself a little bit, and prove himself at this level. Do I think he has the ability to? I do believe he does, I do believe he has the ability to do it. Of course, it's not as easy as that, but Guardiola is the best finishing school in world football. Like, no one improves players like Guardiola. I really, hand on heart, believe that. And at Man City right now, he's going to get a chance to be the best version of him, the best version of him. And, like, I do trust that Guardiola will improve his game, get the best out of him and all that kind of stuff. And I'm hoping and expecting, like, to see Nunes develop in time to a really high level. And I think it will happen. I believe it will happen. I don't think City would be interested in him if he wasn't a really good player. I believe it that simply, I feel like there's an element of, like, he obviously has the quality to play for Man City. And that's sort of the crux of it, And I feel at this point, what we're going to see is take a little bit of time on the bench. I am sorting out my reaction here, my thumbnail, by the way, if you wonder what I'm doing at the same time. We're going to have to be patient with him. We're going to have to be patient. I can admit that. It's not going to be plain sailing and all that kind of stuff. It will take a little bit of time for him to get, find his style at Manchester City. It isn't easy to come into this side, but I do feel there's absolutely there's a spot for him in this team. There's a spot for him to improve and, like, find how he's going to adapt. His attitude is going to be interesting. Because, of course, there were some questions and marks about how he dealt with that publicly. But then, he's not the only player to ever go on strike. Van Dijk did it for Liverpool. There's the previous chat up. I'm so sorry. It's because I've done so many videos. Let me update the chat. But he does have the quality. He's a bit fiery, but not every player is going to be the same. And to be honest, he'll be okay. He'll be all right. Mahrez did the same. I understand that Mahrez, of course, was for a record fee and all that kind of stuff, so I get it. It's slightly different. But, we can't deny that Mahrez did the same. Nunes, is an excellent player. He's an excellent player. I mean, you look at the squad now and where he's going to play. Of course, this is the team that we've currently got around the team. What Nunes could do, of course, is if I'll just like put Nunes around here somewhere now. Nunes is going to come into the team somewhere. Like there's Nunes here. Nunes can sort of play here for Kovacic. He can play in a whole bunch of roles. He can play as an 8, Nunes. We know he can do that. This role quite naturally here as well. He plays as a 6. What I think the most likely scenario for Nunes is that I think he'll play here where Kovacic is. And I think every now and then Kovacic will give Rodri a rest. I think we'll see this. And Nunes will get forward as more as a box-to-box midfielder. I think we'll see that. And that to me is nice, you know. It's nice to have it's nice to have an option that's sort of gonna like give bloody Thingy a rest because you need it. He's gonna need that rest. Like we can't expect Rodri to play every single game. You know, he's not gonna be able to do it. He absolutely isn't gonna be able to do it. And that right now is good news. Like to be able to give Rodri a rest, that's massive. It's absolutely massive. And I think that's the most important takeaway for me, that he will get this rest now that he's going to need, and he's absolutely going to need it. We've been saying for ages how much he needs a rest, and finally this man might actually get it. He might actually get the rest that we all know he needs, and we all know he deserves, if we're being honest, you know, Rodri. A world-class player, but one that will eventually get injured. I would have loved Paqueta as well, actually. I think Paqueta was the one. I actually agree with that. I actually agree Paqueta would have been the one. But, you know, Paqueta is a criminal, apparently, allegedly, maybe. So, he sort of played himself there, Paqueta, you know. So, well, that's how it's gone. That's how it's gone there, to be honest. Not much we can do about that. I'm updating the thumbnail again, by the way, which is what I love to do these days. Update the thumbnails. I'm doing videos like an idiot. I'd love to, I hope you enjoy the new thumbnail. Look, is he gonna be a starter immediately? Probably not, but he'll be good. He'll be good. Innocent until proven guilty. You're absolutely right, but you know, unfortunately, this is why City aren't in for him right now. It's a shame. It's a shame. I really like Paqueta. I think he would have been excellent, but you know, Nunes is a very good player too. So let's not pretend like he isn't going to be really useful for this Man City side. I do believe this. I actually wanted him a year ago. I'm going to find the thread where I did a thread about Matheus Nunes a year ago when we were linked to him. And I was quite excited about him coming in. He's sort of like the next Kovacic. That's how I feel about it. You know, like he really is like the next Kovacic. And which he sounds wild, but, you know, God, I got so many tweets about Nunes these days. I'm trying to find the tweet from ages ago about Nunes. But, let me find the thread. Find the thread. I'll find the thread. I'll find the thread. We've got, I mean, to me, he's... Hang on. There we go. Here's the thread I did a bit about a year ago. I said, this is when we were linked to him in May 2022. I said... just spent the time watching clips of Nunes. I honestly reckon he's the most likely to come in too. To be honest, you can really see why we're linked to him. He's just a Man City player already stylistically. He looks like an amalgamation of somebody that we've had in recent years. His gait and build reminds me of Cancelo so much when he's dribbling with the ball. He stands upright and glides forward with a deceptive turn of pace. There's also more than a passing resemblance to a young Gundogan. I wonder about the Dortmund Gundogan. I said he looks like the sprightly Gundogan that gave City such a tough time while at Dortmund. Lively, good dribbler, forward thinking and smart retention. At the same time, some of his tackling seems agricultural but effective. Fernandinho when he first joined, anyone? The early third comparison actually seems the most apt for me. When he came, he was more of a box-to-box player, and I can see that in Nunes. Nunes is clearly not a 6, definitely more of an 8, gets forward well, will work and track back, but clearly favours looking up and attacking. When you consider that we probably don't really have the space for guaranteed starter, temptation to sign a 23-year-old who can clearly play pretty much anywhere in the field, but willing to sit and learn must be tempting. So I'm not an expert on Nunes, but I can see the temptation. You can find little bits of many City players in this game. Cancelo, Fernand, Gundo, even Bernardo. Good age, right price range, likely to set squad rotation. That's how I felt at the time. And I also forgot to add, one thing I like about him, he's quite physical too. Not huge, but clearly a good build. Good turn of pace. Seems a hard worker, KDB size, I guess. And we shouldn't have any problems adapting to physicality, which was true. That's how I felt last year. And I think this is true. I still stand by what I said there. Particularly I think he is a little bit more like a young Gundo than we realise. He does drive past people really nicely. He does remind me of Cancelo when he dribbles as well. He's got that same upright, elegant run where he drives past people. he is, by all accounts, sort of like a young Kovacic in that sense. I can actually see that comparison with what I was saying back then. And I do think he's got a bit of a Ferner at Shakhtar vibe to him as well. He does need to improve a little bit with his passing, his ball retention. But, you know, Kyle Walker at one point was terrible at this stuff. And he's got so much better under Guardiola. He's improved on it massively. And look at Kovacic's level since he joined. Kovacic has gone from being a player that Chelsea fans thought was washed and not that good to being a bit, yeah, whatever, we're not bothered to see him go, to becoming immediately world-class again. Like, immediately and immensely world-class. That, to me, is encouraging. That's what we should probably lean on with this, you know, an excellent player, and we'll see. Majis asking, do you think that's it? We'll get a surprise. Probably that's it, mate. 10% likely a surprise. I don't know, but that's probably where we're at. Let's go and build the squad together. Here we go. So we got the squad right now as it stands. Let's say KDB's back. Let's say he's back. The squad looks like this, doesn't it? You know, it'll be Cover, Nunes. You know, these will be here. It'll be Rodri here, of course. You know, Nunes can play, obviously, in between these two. Bernardo and Doku, I reckon. But now we haven't got... I wish we had Palmer still, man. Gomez? You know, Jack and Gomez. Palmer would have... I wish we had him still. I mean, we could put Bob there, you know, but that's how it is, I reckon. Alvarez, of course. Out here. This is the current squad depth as you work it out. I mean, I guess technically I have to add Phillips because he's there. Ake. We work out the squad as it stands. And Kanji over here, and then of course Rico. This is the obviously and Ortega. So this is the squad. I accidentally pressed stop streaming there, by the way. Sorry if that went off. That's my fault. I shouldn't. If it disappeared for a second, that was my fault. And I do think this is Doku. Yeah, but he is there actually. He's just there. You can't see him. Doku. There we go. He wasn't forgotten. He just couldn't see him because he was written outside. So this is the squad basically. And there we are. That's the squad depth. You know. What do we reckon? Like obviously. That says Phil instead. It looks like I put Phil Foden there. I put Calvin, you know, so it actually looks like you can actually see him. That's the squad. Are we happy with that? Doku's over there at right wing. I put, you know, I mean, he could play on the left as well. I would guess Doku's the first choice backup. Like to me, it's like the weak bits are Oscar Bob potentially, yeah, but I would say the weak points are probably Phillips, Gomez. Rico can play as a midfielder too, by the way, so we know that. I mean, obviously KDB's on there, so he's not there available. And he looks great when KDB's there, but he could be out for a long time, you know. If we remove KDB, let's remove the ones that Pep doesn't currently trust. I would say Gomez is not going to play anytime soon. And if you take out Calvin as well, that's the squad depth then. Now, how do we feel about that now, you know? As it stands right now, that's the squad depth. It feels like a little bit weak. You know, it feels a little bit weak. You know, it's definitely smaller if you take out the ones that you think Pep's not going to play. So there we go. It's okay. Like if anyone gets injured, we are screwed. You know, obviously we'll have to play them eventually, but it looks a little bit thin, doesn't it? Eventually, that's where we're at in this scenario. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I think we could do with one more. Absolutely. Obviously, I mean, we can't just write off Gomez. Gomez is a footballer who's going to play. Calvin Phillips could surprise us, you know. Of course, De Bruyne will come back. Doku, of course, I presume. I mean, what you could do, if Pep does rate Bob, you could put Bob over here, you know, with Silva and Bob. If he does rate him, you could do that. I don't think he's going to play. I feel like McAtee or Palmer would be so nice. I know you do need to count Phillips and Gomez, but Ralph, as I said, I did have him initially, but then I put them down as players that Pep maybe wouldn't be sure of. I am doing a video later, by the way, about what Matheus Nunes is going to bring to Man City. I'm going to do everything that you need to know. That'll be live around 3-4 p.m. or something like that, I reckon. I'm going to try and do more of an analysis, of course, as well of Nunes myself on the channel. This is an immediate reaction. With all the videos so far, I've not got a chance to pre-record one of my like kind of breakdowns about him, but I will be doing the everything you need to know later. So I'll be chatting about it a little bit more. For now, though, like this video if you don't mind, guys. Support the channel. I am a bit exhausted because I've done 3 videos back to back, so I need to go and rest a little bit. Thank you for watching. Nunes assigned. Welcome to the best club in the world, mate. Palmer's gone. Shane McAtee's gone. But we'll be all right. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.